There are scandals, and then there are story systems. What happened around Trump and Russia was never just one headline, one meeting, one leak, one indictment, one pardon, or one argument on television. It was a chain, a network, a pattern of pressure points that stretched from the 2016 election attack, to Trump Tower Moscow, to the June 9th meeting, to Papadopoulos, Flynn, Stone, Manafort, Page, Alpha Bank, Butina, Helsinki, and now even into later diplomacy with Putin over Ukraine. And here is the first thing we have to get right: this story was always bigger than the word collusion. Because the official US intelligence assessment said Russia carried out an influence campaign in 2016, and assessed with high confidence that Vladimir Putin ordered it. That same assessment also did not judge the effect on the election outcome. The Mueller report later documented extensive Russian interference and numerous links between Russians and Trump campaign figures, while also saying the investigation did not establish a criminal conspiracy between the campaign and the Russian government as charged under the legal standards it applied. That distinction is not weakness. That distinction is the whole truth. Because criminal proof is one standard, counterintelligence danger is another. And one of the great public manipulations of this entire era was convincing people that if the broadest criminal case was not proven, then the underlying danger must have been fake. It was not fake. Russia's interference was documented by the intelligence community, charged by the Justice Department, and examined in depth by the special counsel. So this series is not here to recycle noise. It is here to separate the story into 15 distinct chapters. 15 tracks. 15 points of contact. 15 different ways power, influence, secrecy, ambition, and deception collided. Some of these stories are built on hard primary records, official reports, indictments, plea agreements, inspector general findings, and transcripts. Some are stories of lies told after the fact. Some are stories of meetings that mattered even if they produced nothing. Some are stories that were later distorted, weaponized, or rewritten in the political afterlife. And some are still evolving now. That is why we are doing this differently. Not as a rant. Not as a slogan. Not as a lazy rehash of cable news mythology. We are going to walk through these 15 stories one by one, and we are going to tell you exactly what is documented, exactly what remains disputed, and exactly where people have been misled, in both directions. Because once you lay these stories side by side, a larger picture emerges. A foreign attack on American democracy. A campaign surrounded by approaches, openings, and exposures. A legal system that proved some things, failed to prove others, and was itself damaged by major investigative errors in key areas like the Carter-Page FISA process. The DOJ Inspector General found serious inaccuracies and omissions in those FISA applications, even while not finding documentary or testimonial evidence that political bias drove the opening of Crossfire Hurricane. And over all of it, a propaganda war designed to blur the line between not proven, never happened, and fully documented. That is the battlefield. And tonight, we begin at the foundation. Not with the gossip. Not with the loudest spin. Not with the after-the-fact excuses. We begin with the opening act. Russia's 2016 interference campaign, and the counterintelligence risk that surrounded Trump world while America was still trying to understand what was happening. The intelligence community's January 6, 2017 assessment and the Mueller report are the backbone of that opening chapter. Because before the tower, before the emails, before the meetings, before the lies, before the pardons, before Helsinki, before the later diplomacy, there was the attack. And if we do not start there, we do not understand anything that came after. Tonight, we are not telling one Trump-Russia story. We are telling 15 separate chapters in a larger system of interference, access, denial, and political damage, from Russia's 2016 election attack, to Trump Tower Moscow, to the June 9th meeting, to Flynn, Stone, Manafort, Carter-Page, Alpha Bank, Butina, Helsinki, and beyond. And we are doing it with one rule. We separate what is documented from what is alleged, what is criminally proven from what is counterintelligence risk, and what is history from what is still unfolding. Because the greatest lie of this era was not just in what happened. It was in how people were taught to misunderstand what happened. So we start where the official record starts. Russia attacked the 2016 election. US intelligence said so. Mueller documented it. And everything that followed has to be understood in that shadow. Tonight, we begin with Story 1. One-line transition into story 1. This is the foundation. Before there was a scandal about Trump and Russia, there was a documented Russian attack on American democracy. Meanwhile, Viktor Orbán is facing the most dangerous election of his career, and just days before Hungarians vote, J.D. Vance flew into Budapest to back him. That is the heart of an upcoming story. Washington is not standing at a distance. It is openly choosing a leader democratic watchdogs say has hollowed out Hungary's democracy. This is a government accused of media capture, corruption, political intimidation, and turning public institutions into instruments of power. And now, as anti-Orbán crowds surge, young voters break against him, and public anger grows, the U.S. administration is offering him legitimacy instead of caution. Kaolin Robertson's reporting puts you right inside that atmosphere: the luxury estates, the fear among journalists, the police pressure, the sense that corruption is everywhere and democracy is under strain. This is not just about Orbán. It is about what it means when powerful democracies normalize strongmen even while their own people are trying to push them out. Subscriptions are imperative. Support democracy. Support Ukraine. Slava Ukraine. So you don't miss any of the stories that will come fast. Story 1 is ready and too soon, so subscribe. Almost 1K in videos just for you.